Senator Chris Murphy, the senator from Connecticut, who sits on the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator Murphy, good to see you. Thank you for being with us. The president talked about all the evidence and all the affidavits he's got. But the reason that they are, 33 and 3 in the courts is because there is actually no evidence. There are no affidavits. They're in the state of Pennsylvania, where they're challenging this again. There hasn't been a single vote, a single ballot that has been found to be the subject of fraud. But this does do real damage to our nation, because there is a relief act that is not getting dealt with by the Senate, because they won't even acknowledge that Joe Biden is the president to be.
No, that's exactly right. Listen, it's very hard, if not impossible, to negotiate a big, complex piece of legislation like a $1 billion relief package without the president. And in this case, it's particularly important to have the president at the table, because Mitch McConnell, over the last 4 years, has refused to act independently of permission and authorization from Donald Trump. Mitch McConnell doesn't want to go out and negotiate a coronavirus relief package only to have Trump pull the rug out from under him. And so Mitch McConnell is not at the negotiating table. Donald Trump or the White House isn't at the negotiating table. You can't get a piece of legislation passed and signed into law if you don't have the majority party in the Senate and the White House negotiating. And that is, of course, a tragedy, because right here in Connecticut, we have 3-hour lines for tests because we don't have enough testing equipment. We have 4-hour lines for food banks and food pantries because people are getting really desperate as their unemployment benefits run out. We need that bill passed, but as Donald Trump is continually distracted by this sideshow of contesting the election, just because his ego is bruised, we're not at the negotiating table getting a package done to help this country through what is going to be a brutal winter.
Yeah, it's quite a time when you pass by in the streets of our cities, long lineups, and you're not sure whether that's a food bank or a COVID testing site. Last week, we showed images of a food bank in North Texas where 6,000 cars were lined up to get food for Thanksgiving. We've got record numbers of food insecure families in America. And fundamentally, that's connected. That economic crisis, which Donald Trump did talk a lot about in the waning days of the campaign, he's right about that. People are suffering economically. You can't solve that problem if you don't solve the underlying problem, which is COVID.
No, exactly right. And I was at a small community hospital in Connecticut this morning. They do testing in the morning, but they have to stop testing at about 1 o'clock because they don't have enough tests. They run out, and so they shut down. And there's still a high demand for people in our state to get tested. But because Donald Trump has botched the supply chain, both for PPE at the outset of the crisis and now for testing, we can't really get our hands around the problem, which means then you can't get your hands around a solution. So listen, Joe Biden is going to have a mountain of a job when he gets sworn in. He's going to have to essentially start from scratch with respect to pandemic response, and he's going to have an economy in meltdown if we can't get a package done. And every single day that Donald Trump is distracted and angry and mad about the election results is another day that we can't get that COVID relief package. We can't get eviction. We can't get benefits to renters. We can't get unemployment benefits extended. We can't get money down to states to help with the testing backlog. That's a huge problem.
Can you believe we're in the 9th month of this thing and we don't have enough testing materials, and we still talk about PPE for workers? It's amazing. Senator, good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut.